I said, Joseph and Summer, the parents, had met in 2004 from a mutual friend. Later they had kids and then they got married. They were pretty well off. Joseph owned his own business with his business partner, Charles Merritt, called Earth Inspired Products, where he would make fountains. And I'm not talking just any fountains. I'm talking about big, fancy, bougie fountains that cost from anywhere of 200k upwards. People worldwide were buying these fountains, especially in places like Saudi Arabia. They had lived in the coast previously, but it was getting just a little too expensive for them, so they decided to move inland, which was just a little bit cheaper. They had just moved into a 5-bedroom house, which was just a little rundown, but they decided to updo it a little bit and sell it for profit so that they could eventually move out into the coast. This was not going to be permanent. This was always just going to be temporary. So when they disappeared on the 4th of February 2010, it didn't make any sense because they had plans all that week. If you were going to disappear, if you were planning to disappear, why would you make plans with your sister to see her newborn baby? Why would you book in a person to paint your walls just a few days after? I mean, it was their son's 3rd birthday that next Saturday. It just doesn't make sense that they would disappear. But at first, there was no alarm because Joseph would often go on these thing called phone holidays where he wouldn't answer his phone because, I mean, of course, he would get a lot of people ringing him, asking for fountains, asking for prices, inquiries, and he just wanted a break from that to spend some time with his family. But his brother Mike got a little bit concerned when he didn't answer his phone for a good few days, more than he would usually stay away from his phone, and he went to check up on the house. It was empty. There was no one inside. He rang the doorbell. No one answered. He went around the back and saw the 2 family dogs running loose in the backyard. There was a bag of food torn open, and the water, there was a tap, and with a bowl underneath, with the tap just opened a little bit so it would drip water into the bowl so that the dogs could have water. He thought that was strange, which it is. And another few days passed and still nothing. So Joseph's mother decided to ring the authorities. The authorities got a search warrant to search the place, and they found no sign of struggle. Nothing. It was just like the family had disappeared in thin air. There was eggs on the counter. There was a banana peel on the counter like that had just been eaten. 2 bowls of popcorn on the couch. The walls had just been painted. It was like they were just going about their daily routine and then just disappeared. No one knew where they were. But on the 8th of February, their car was found in San Diego, which was by the border of Mexico. There was some footage found of 2 parents and 2 children entering the border of Mexico by foot. And people assumed that it was the McStay family. But their family didn't believe this because they had been in constant contact with the family, weekly at least, and they had not said a word. They had said nothing. No call, no text, nothing at all. They also had 100k in their bank account, which was left untouched. How can you go to Mexico with no documents and no money? At 8 p.m., Joseph had made a call to his business partner, Chase Merritt, but he didn't answer it because he said that he was busy watching a movie with his girlfriend, and they had just had an hour-long meeting at Chick-fil-A that day, so he was just a little bit tired of it. It's a little bit strange because their car was seen pulling out of their driveway from their neighbor's surveillance footage at 7:40 p.m. And then an hour later, he calls Chase. That's a little weird. The McStay family had not been seen for years. But in 2013, a motorcyclist found human remains in the Mojave Desert. Forensic investigators found graves that belonged to 4 people. Later, using their dental records, these 4 people were identified to be the McStay family. According to detectives, Joseph's body was found with a white extension cord around his neck. Summer's skull had been fractured, and the 2 little boys had been bludgeoned 7 times. A 3-pound sledgehammer was also found buried on the site. A year after Chase Merritt was arrested, the police said that he had had clear motive course, he had written checks under Joseph's name. He had stolen money from the company to aid his gambling addiction. Though he was arrested in 2014, the trial still continues until this year, which I think was just recently closed, because he kept firing his attorneys, and then he would become his own attorney, and then he would hire another attorney, and then he would fire that attorney again, and then he would become his own attorney. Like, he was really taking the piss. So perhaps that day when the McStay family had disappeared, Chase had went to maybe reconcile with Joseph, try to get his job back, because it was thought that he was fired because of stealing money from the company, and maybe he lost his temper and killed him right there and then. Although there was no evidence found that the McStay family was murdered in the house, Chase had 5 days to clean up the scene, to make it look how he wanted to stage it, to drive the family car to the border of Mexico. He had time. I hope that you enjoyed the story of the McStay family as much as you can enjoy such a tragic thing. I just wanted to make a shorter video explaining what happened to the McStay family, because there are 40-minute videos and 1-hour videos, and maybe not everybody wants to invest so much time into it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.